Good evening, everyone. It is Coach Tam checking in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Love the energy that I'm getting today. Saw a few comments out there that you were ready to get started and looking forward to this Facebook Live. And I am looking forward to spending some time with you. So let's talk about who this session is for. So this session is for those of you who have been at a place just like I have, where you're feeling like you're doing everything that you know how to do. You're doing your best to eat right, you're doing your best to work out, but for some reason, you just are not seeing the results that you used to see. So if that's where you are tonight, or if you know someone who is in that space, shoot them a text message and tell them to jump on this Facebook Live, because I'm going to be sharing the information that you need to get out of that stuck place and get the scale moving again. So I have some really exciting stuff that I'll be sharing with you. I'm going to give you 6 actionable steps that you can take right after this Facebook Live, or if you're checking it out later, that you can take immediately after watching this to start making progress. But before we get into those 6 steps, I want to back up a little bit and talk about what is a weight loss plateau. Now, you may have heard this word before, but I want to make sure that I define it so that we are on the same page and you know whether or not this time is going to be beneficial for you. So the first thing that you've got to understand is that a weight loss plateau is just a fancy way of saying that your body is no longer responding to the things that you're doing, whether it's from a diet or an exercise standpoint, and the scale has stopped moving. This is something that is actually very, very common. So if that's where you are right now, I don't want you to feel like, you are out of the ordinary. Most people find themselves in a weight loss plateau at some point during their journey. Normally in the first few weeks of a weight loss plan, the weight comes off pretty quickly. You tend to see bigger numbers. You get really, really excited. And of course, the hope is that you will continue to see those big numbers. And then over time, what tends to happen is the numbers come down a little bit. It slows, and then eventually you can get to a plateau stage where stepping on the scale week after week and no movement. So now let's talk about, Coach Tam, why does this occur? Why do I find myself in a weight loss plateau? Well, the first thing that you should know is that it could be a number of reasons. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it is something that you are intentionally doing that is causing the scale not to move. So let's talk through some of the situations that can occur that cause a weight loss plateau. So first of all, it could be something along the lines of a medical condition. There are some things, like if you have metabolic syndrome or thyroid issues, that can make it challenging for you to lose weight. Not impossible, but more challenging. And so that may mean that you may have to work a little bit harder and partner with your doctor to see results. Okay. It also could be just not having the right information. There's a lot of things out there about what it takes to lose weight and get in shape. And unfortunately, a lot of it is pure garbage. So if you have the wrong information, you can think you're doing all the right things, but end up not getting the right results. Sometimes it can also be what I call operator error. So I think I'm doing one thing, but in reality, I'm actually doing something else. Okay, so we'll talk about how you can identify whether or not that's where you are, and then how to fix it. And then last but not least, the last thing that I want to cover is there is a such thing as your body literally fighting back to try to stay in equilibrium. It gets to a stage where it gets used to what you have been doing. And in order for you to continue to get results, you're going to have to switch things up, okay? So there could be a number of reasons that you find yourself in a weight loss plateau. So now let's talk about, well, how long, Coach Tim, can I expect if I've been getting on the scale week after week. How long can I expect to stay in this place? Well, the good news is that this answer is largely on you. This is something that you can control. So my advice to you is to take immediate action. The sooner that you take action, the sooner that you can move past this place and you can see the scale start to move again. Okay, so this is something, regardless of what got you here, getting out of this place is largely in your control, and I'm going to give you the tools that you need to do that tonight. All right, so the first thing that we've got to do, and this is what we're going to spend the majority of our time on tonight, is talking about how you identify the cause of your weight loss plateau. Why is that important? Because if we don't figure out exactly what's causing the plateau, then we will waste a lot of time and energy trying to fix the wrong thing. And how frustrating is that? So I don't want you in that place. So what I'm going to cover tonight are 6 simple steps to identify the cause of your plateau. And I'm going to talk through exactly what you need to do to move past it. Okay? So I want to encourage you, break out a pen, break out some paper so that you can take your notes or take it on your smartphone, and make sure that you're jotting these things down so that you can put them into practice, okay? And you know what? I may even share my notes with you. So if you are liking the information that you're getting tonight, I want you to put a note in the comments if you would like for me to share my notes with you. If I see enough comments, then I will share them so that you can just take my notes and go with them and run with them. All right, so 6 simple steps to understanding what's got you in a plateau. The first step that I need you to take is I need you to weigh in. I need you to face the scale, all right? Now, before you do that, because you may have weighed in today or earlier this week, there is a specific strategy that I need you to use when you weigh in. So listen up, okay? I want you to weigh in first thing in the morning after release. You know what that means, but before you take your shower. So literally, first thing when you get up, go into wherever you go to the restroom, go to wherever you have your scale. Either clothes on or clothes off, you decide, but be consistent. Go ahead and step on the scale. And then I want you to write down that number because that's your starting point in our little experiment and our little test, all right? So write down your first weigh-in. All right, step number 2 to getting to the bottom of your weight loss plateau is I need you to make a pact. I need you to make an agreement. And the agreement is being made with yourself and with someone else, okay? Why someone else? Because here's the reality, fam. When we are the only ones that are holding us accountable for something, it becomes really easy to let ourselves off the hook. Am I the only one? I know that that's true for me. So that's why I have coaches as well. And I firmly believe that every coach should have a coach so that they continue to grow and develop. I have people that hold me accountable because I have goals that I want to reach. And I want them to partner with me to make sure that I follow through on my intentions. Many of us have intentions, but sometimes life gets in the way and we get distracted. So I need you to make a pact with yourself and with an accountability partner. And here is the pact that you are making. You are making a commitment to track your food intake for seven straight days. So why am I telling you, if I need to get to the bottom of what's causing this plateau, why am I telling you to start with tracking your food? Okay, so I'm telling you to start there because many times if we are in a plateau, nutrition is where we need to start. Now there's a big misconception out there that exercise is the big X factor in weight loss. And while exercise is very, very important, as a fitness instructor and a trainer, fitness is very near and dear to my heart, and it does have so many benefits. Gives you a strong heart, helps you to get stronger in terms of your muscle, your ability to do things. It makes your bones stronger, and it can help you lose weight. But the factor that makes the biggest difference in weight loss results is not exercise, it is nutrition. So you're making a pact with yourself to track your food intake for how many days? 7 straight days. And I would encourage you to use an app to do this rather than paper. You certainly can use paper. The challenge with that is you have to write everything down, which can get cumbersome over time, right? And then you also have to look up the calorie information because you're also keeping track in this experiment of your calories. And so it's just easier if you use an app like MyFitnessPal to track your food intake. A lot of the foods that you're eating are already going to be in the app. So all you have to do is pop in there, create your account, enter the foods as you're eating them, and it will automatically calculate your calories for you, okay? So you're making a pact with yourself and someone else to track your food intake for 7 straight days. Now, here's an important note. You're taking notes. I want you to make sure you underline this in your notes, okay? If you're using MyFitnessPal, love MyFitnessPal, has a lot of great benefits. One thing that I do not want you to do is enter any exercise that you do in the MyFitnessPal app. The reason I don't want you to do that is that's the one thing that I do not love about MyFitnessPal. It has a tendency to overestimate how many calories you burn from exercise. And so if you enter your exercise in MyFitnessPal, it will give you the impression that you have more room to eat than you really do. Now that's a subject for another Facebook Live. I won't get into that here, but trust me, been at this for a long time, okay? It will skew your results if you enter your exercise. So please, please, please do not do that. You're only using it for food tracking, okay? Step number 3 in our experiment, okay? So we've made the decision to track our food for 7 straight days. Number 3 is I want you during these 7 days to follow 3 simple rules. Okay, 3 simple rules. Here they are. Number 1, eat only balanced meals and snacks. So what I mean by a balanced meal is one that has a lean protein, some examples, chicken, fish, turkey, even some lean cuts of beef. Look for ones with very little fat and very little white visible, a fruit or a vegetable, and then healthy fat. So we're staying away for this 7 days. We're making the intentional decision to stay away from junk food, frying foods, and no skipping meals and no eating less than 3 meals a day. All right. So we're going to have balanced, healthy meals that are prepared in a healthy way for 7 straight days. And then we're going to enter everything that we eat or drink into our food journal. And I'm recommending that you use MyFitnessPal for that. And what you're going to be aiming for, family, when we say balanced meals, here's how it looks at the end of the day if we've had a balance, if we've been eating balanced meals throughout the day. So about 45 to 55% of our calorie intake is going to be carbs, of course, healthy carbs. One note here, fruits and vegetables are carbs. Okay, so not all carbs are bad. We're talking healthy carbs here. So fruits and vegetables, grains like whole wheat bread or oatmeal or quinoa, those are also healthy carbs. So about 45 to 55% of our intake for the day has been healthy carbs. About 25 to 35% is protein. And then less than 25% of our calorie intake is fat. So one way that you can get ahead of this and not just be reacting to what you're putting into the app after you've eaten it is take an opportunity to look at food labels before you eat, okay? All right, so we've made the pact. We're tracking 100% of our food intake for 7 days. Someone else is holding us accountable. We're eating balanced meals, and by that we mean 45 to 55% carbs, 25 to 30% protein, and then less than 25% fat. And then our goal is to stay within 100 calories of the target that MyFitnessPal has given us, okay? Stay within 100 calories, meaning that I'm neither more than 100 calories less than that target or 100 calories over that target, okay? And just another reminder, please, 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 please do not enter your exercise into the MyFitnessPal app. The only thing that we're using it for is to track nutrition, okay? So that is step number 3. Step number 4, all right? At the end of 7 days, I want you to do the exact same thing that you did in step number 1 and on day 1 before you got started, okay? I want you to wake up bright and early that morning, woo, give you that nice stretch, get out of the bed, release, then head to wherever you have your scale, and ideally in the exact same clothes that you wore the last time. I want you to get on the scale and weigh yourself. And now you are going to compare your number at the end of your 7-day experiment with the number that you started with. Why are we doing that? We want to see if we have, through this very intentional effort around nutrition, been able to get the scale to move. So if nutrition was the big culprit, and when you step on that scale, you should see that you've lost between 1 and 2 pounds. In this instance, the data suggests that it was nutrition that was the culprit. And if you focus on staying within your calorie target, eating healthy meals, not skipping meals, cut down on the junk food, then you can get the scale moving again simply by focusing on your nutrition. All right. Now, a couple of quick notes before I move on here. 1 to 2 pounds. Believe it or not, that's normal. So what we see in the beginning of our journey, when we see the pounds just falling off, and what we see on some of the popular weight loss shows, okay? In real life, when you have a job and responsibilities and other things, average healthy weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds a week. That is normal. If that sounds small to you, I want you to wrap your mind around this. If you consistently lose 2 pounds a week for a year, there are 52 weeks in a year, at the end of a year, you have lost 100 pounds. So don't get caught up in the quote small number over the course of the week. I want you to think about how consistency creates the result that you want. All right. Now, if at the end of your 7-day experiment, you have not lost any weight, then we know, listen, we gave our best effort with nutrition. We did not see the result that we were hoping for. So we can cross nutrition off of the list. So now we are evaluating 2 things. Is it that I could have a medical condition that's causing me to lose weight at a slower rate? Or is my body literally fighting me to stay in equilibrium so that I am not losing weight? All right. So step number 5 is that I need to eliminate one of these options. And because I'm a pragmatist, I want to start with the one that is most likely, okay? So as your health coach, as your fitness coach, I want to share with you that of the 2, it's more likely that my body is fighting back than it is that I have a medical condition, all right? So we're going to start with that one, see if we can eliminate that, and then we can move on from there. So let's figure out if our body is fighting back. So now we have one more 7-day experiment. So here's the great news, family. Altogether, worst case scenario, 14 days. In 2 weeks, you're going to know exactly what you need to do in order to get results. And that is empowering. Instead of wasting weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months trying stuff and not getting anywhere, you're going to know the answer in 14 days at max, okay? So for this 7-day experiment, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to that same accountability partner that we selected in the beginning, and we're going to make a new pact. We're going to make a pact with them that in addition to keeping our nutrition in check, because that's still important, we are going to, for the next 7 days, make an intentional effort to switch up our exercise routine. So Coach Tam, why is the next step to focus on exercise? Well, it is possible that because you have been working out for a while, that your body has literally adapted to the exercise that you are doing. And as a result, you no longer get the same benefits that you were getting in the beginning. So one thing that is true is when we first start a fitness routine, especially if you are like me and you hadn't been working out for a while and you're just getting back into it, or you've never worked out consistently before. The body has to work really hard in order for you to do exercise. So you burn a lot of calories, okay? And you work muscles that you haven't worked before or haven't worked in a really long time. So the benefits that you receive from that in the beginning tend to be great. But what happens over time, once your body gets the hang of this exercise activity, it no longer burns calories at the same rate. It no longer has to work as hard. So that's just another way of saying that your body has adapted to what you're doing. And that's the way our bodies are designed. So sometimes, typically every 4 to 6 weeks, if our exercise program doesn't already have this built in, we need to be intentional about switching something up so that we continue to get results. So let me give you a few ideas on how you can do that, all right? So the first thing is you can intensify your workout. And that's just a fancy way for saying push yourself harder. So I want you during this 7-day experiment to really step back and look at how hard am I working in this workout? Can I push myself to do a little bit more? Can I push myself to move a little bit faster, to jump a little bit higher, or even if I'm not jumping, to make more exaggerated movements? How can I challenge myself to dig deeper and bring more to this workout so that I am literally pushing myself to an 8 or a 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. So when we're doing our workouts here at our facility here in Charlotte, that's what I'm saying all throughout the workout. I need an 8 or 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. Anything less than an 8 is not your best effort, and it's not going to get the results that we're looking for. So make sure that if you choose to use intensifying your workouts as your strategy, that you're pushing for an 8 or 9 on a scale of 1 to 10. In addition to intensifying your workout, another option is to do something completely different. So try something new, something that you've never done before. You may love the workout that you're currently doing, and that's probably one of the big reasons why you do it consistently, which is great. But if you are trying to accelerate your results, sometimes you're going to have to switch things up. So maybe try a workout with a friend of yours. Maybe go to a Zumba class, or go to a Les Mills class, or come to one of our classes if you're here in Charlotte, or do one of my workouts on YouTube at Tamara Jackson Fitness Expert on YouTube, okay? So just do something, anything to switch up your routine. If you've been running for years, it's time to introduce something new into your weekly routine so your body can respond to that and help you get results. So you could choose a completely different workout than you ever had before, or another great idea. I know sometimes us ladies, we can be resistant to it, but resistance training, strength training, whether it's with medicine balls, resistance bands, dumbbell weights, or the weight machines in the gym, all of those are great options for strength training. And listen, you do not have to worry. Please look at me. Hear me when I say it. You do not have to worry about bulking up and looking like a man, ladies. We're not built that way. We don't have the same testosterone that men have. So you can get in the gym and you can do that strength training, and you'll get stronger and more tone, provided that your diet is in check, that your nutrition is in check. So that's why I'm challenging you to keep doing the same things that you were doing the first 7 days of the experiment. So adding resistance training is another way to switch things up. And the added benefit there is not only do you get stronger muscles, but over time, if you keep up that strength training routine, you actually will look better. You'll start losing inches, your clothes will fit better, you'll have more defined muscles, you'll be ready for summer. So all of those things are added benefits. Or if you're already using resistance training, try going up to a higher weight. Those are some ways that you can vary your exercise routine and get better results. So here at step 5, we have made the commitment to switch up our exercise routine for 7 days so that we can get better results. So what do you think is going to happen? Step number 6, the end of the 7 days, just like we did last time, I'm going to wake up bright and early, we're going to release, and then we're going to go to the scale with the same clothes. We're going to step on the scale and we're going to weigh in. Same test. If I have lost 1 to 2 pounds, then the data would suggest that, hey, it was my exercise routine that caused this plateau. So my assignment from here on out is to make sure that I keep my nutrition in check and to make sure that I'm adding something new to my workout routine from this point out. As your fitness expert, my recommendation is every 4 to 6 weeks, unless your workout plan already has this built in, every 4 to 6 weeks, you should be switching something up, okay? Now, if you're already going to, or you previously were going to group exercise classes where the workout is a little bit different every time, you're working different muscle groups, sometimes you're jumping, sometimes you're running, you're doing all these different things, which is what we do here at 265 Point with Coach Tam Fitness, then you lessen the likelihood that you'll run into a plateau due to exercise. But if you're doing the same thing day in and day out, that could likely be the culprit. So now we're at the end of 14 days. We've been working on our nutrition. We've made an attempt to switch up our exercise routine. If at the end of the 14 days, we still have not seen the scale move, then that's when you need to take that step. I recommend reaching out to your doctor's office and going ahead and making an appointment, all right? And then you can share with them your experiment that you've done over the last 14 days. You can share with them that you've been really intentional on your nutrition. You've been switching things up with exercise, but you're still not seeing the results that you were expecting. And then they can help you think through some other options that may be in play that may be causing the weight loss to be a little bit slower. So there you have it, 6 steps to identify the root of what is causing the plateau so that you can come up with a game plan to address it. Now, let me wrap things up, okay? Now, listen, I know that this may sound like a little bit of work, right? It's like, oh, I gotta track my food, I gotta switch my workout routine. But here's the reality, family, is taking care of ourselves is work. But it's one of the best jobs that we will ever have. This is a multi-million-dollar body. We spend, tens, $20,000, $30,000 on a car that will last us a few years. And so we want to invest time and energy in this body that is ours for life, and we only get one. All right. So this short 7 to 14 day investment, and then the daily investment of making the healthy meals, tracking the food, and making time for physical activity is well worth the benefits that we're going to receive, not only today in terms of our weight loss results, but think about as we age, as we move throughout life, all the things that we want to be able to do and to enjoy, they require a healthy body in order to do it. So this isn't just about moving beyond the weight loss plateau. It's about being able to enjoy life. So that's why our motto is, think healthy, feel fit, and enjoy life. This is all about, I want you to focus on that new body that you want to have and the new life that comes along with it. This is just a part of the process to getting there. But if you follow these steps, you will see results. If you have any questions as you're watching this now or later, feel free to drop those in the comments. I will be coming back to check those out, and I'll be responding to each one individually. If this session has been helpful to you, here's what I'd ask you to do. Please go ahead and like it so that I know that you like this material and you'd like to keep it coming. Also, please share it with your friends out there. If you're catching this on Facebook, share it with your Facebook friends. If you're seeing this on YouTube, share it with your friends there, or on Twitter, same deal. I also want to encourage you to visit our website at www.265point.com for more tips, and we will keep them coming. I, again, hope this has been helpful to you. Love, love, love to see your feedback and your comments, and we'll be back soon with more. Have a great evening. God bless.